Hello there. Come in. Come in out of the cold, out of the noise, and out of the day. You have done enough for now. There is nothing left on your to-do list that cannot wait until the sun rises again. Right now, this space, this warmth, is entirely for you. I want you to get comfortable. Adjust your pillows, pull the blanket up to your chin. Let the weight of the day slide off your shoulders, just as the rain slides down the window pane outside. Can you hear it? The dry, comforting snap of the fire? The logs are burning steadily, casting a warm amber glow against the darkness of the room. Imagine that light for a moment. It is not harsh, it is a soft, dancing orange light that flickers against the walls, painting shadows that stretch and fade, stretch and fade. I want you to focus on that imaginary hearth. Visualize the embers glowing deep red at the center of the fire. That heat is radiating outward, moving across the room and touching your toes. Feel the warmth entering your feet. It is a heavy, relaxing warmth. It loosens the muscles in your arches, your ankles, your calves. Let your legs become heavy, so heavy that they feel like they are sinking deeper into the mattress, melting into the support beneath you. Now let that warmth travel up, past your knees, into your thighs. Let your hips unclench. There is so much tension we hold there without realizing it. Just let go. Breathe in deep through your nose, inhaling the scent of cedar and wood smoke, and exhale slowly, watching the smoke rise up the chimney, carrying your thoughts away with it. The warmth travels up your spine, vertebra by vertebra. It wraps around your shoulders like a heavy woolen cloak. Your arms are heavy, your hands are resting loosely, fingers slightly curled, perfectly at peace. Unclench your jaw. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Smooth out the space between your eyebrows. There is only the sound of my voice and the crackle of the fire. The outside world has faded away. The timeline of history, the rush of the modern world, none of it matters here. Here, time is fluid. Here we can drift backward, riding the waves of imagination to a place that sits on the very edge of memory. You are safe, you are warm, you are ready to listen. As your eyes grow heavy and the firelight plays tricks on your eyelids, imagine that we are sitting in an ancient library. The walls are lined with leather-bound books, smelling of old paper and dust. Outside, the ocean is vast and dark. We are going to pull a volume from the shelf. It is a story of mystery, a story of a civilization that was the envy of the world and then simply vanished. Some say it was war. Some say it was the hubris of kings. Some say the earth itself simply decided to reclaim what it had given. Tonight, we do not need to analyze. We do not need to study. We only need to witness. Take a deep breath and let it go. Our story today begins not with destruction, but with the gentle lapping of water against a white stone quay. We are setting sail across the playful turquoise waters of the Atlantic, long before it was called that. We are drifting back 9,000 years to a time when the world was younger and the separation between gods and men felt much smaller. Imagine the mist clearing. Ahead of us, rising from the sea like a crown jewel, is a series of concentric circles, land and water, ring upon ring, creating a city that looks like a target for the sun itself. This is Atlantis, but let us not look at it as a ruin. Let us see it as it was on a Tuesday afternoon in the golden age of its existence. The air here smells of salt and exotic spices. Can you feel the breeze? It is warm, carrying the scent of citron and olives. We are floating down the Great Canal, the central waterway that pierces through the rings of the city. The water is deep and clear, so clear you can see the sandy bottom far below, undisturbed and peaceful. On either side of us rise walls of stone, but not just any stone. The ancient texts written by Plato tell us the Atlanteans quarried stone of 3 colors: white, black, and red. Imagine the masonry, a building of stark white stone trimmed with volcanic black and accented with red. It creates a striking, harmonious pattern that seems to vibrate in the sunlight. And there is something else, a metal that no longer exists in our world, orichalcum. It coats the outer walls of the citadel. It glows with a fiery, reddish light, shimmering like a sunset even at high noon. As we drift further into the city, we hear the sounds of life, not the honking of horns or the screech of machinery, but the organic hum of a thriving civilization. The clip-clop of horses' hooves on paved stone, the rustle of silk robes, the distant rhythmic hammering of a smith working copper. The people here are tall and fair. They walk with the confidence of those who believe their empire will last forever. They do not know the end is coming, and because they do not know, they are not afraid. They are calm, just as you are calm. Let's step off our boat and walk toward the central temple. The ground is solid beneath your feet. You feel grounded, secure. We passed by fountains fed by both cold and hot springs. The steam rises gently, mingling with the cool ocean air. The Atlanteans loved their baths, their comfort. Imagine dipping your hand into one of these fountains. The water is perfectly heated by the volcanic vents deep beneath the island. It warms your skin, relaxing your hand, relaxing your wrist. We approach the Temple of Poseidon. It is massive. Clouds drift lazily behind its golden spires. The temple is protected by a wall of pure gold, and inside the ceiling is ivory, variegated with gold, silver, and orichalcum. It is quiet in here. The stone floors are cool. The shadows are long. Here, the kings of Atlantis, 10 of them, representing the 10 provinces, would gather. They did not shout. They did not argue. They gathered around a pillar of orichalcum inscribed with the laws of the gods. They would pour libations, simple offerings of wine and fruit, and discuss the movements of the stars. History tells us they were warriors, that they commanded a fleet of 1,200 ships, that they marched on Athens and Egypt. But tonight the ships are docked. Their sails are furled, white canvas resting against cedar masts. The soldiers are not marching. They are sitting on the harbor walls, watching the sun dip toward the horizon, eating grapes and laughing with their families. It is a time of peace before the storm, a moment frozen in amber. The sun begins to set over Atlantis. Watch the light change. The bright turquoise of the water deepens into a rich, velvety indigo. The red glow of the orichalcum walls softens, turning into a deep, glowing bronze in the twilight. Torches are being lit, one by one. A flame here, a flame there. Just like the fire in your room, small pockets of warmth pushing back the night. As the moon rises over this circular city, the mystery begins to unfold. How does something so solid, so permanent, simply disappear? The ancient priests of Egypt in Sais told the Greek lawmaker Solon that Atlantis was destroyed in a single day and night of misfortune. But let us imagine it differently for your sleep. Let us not imagine a violent cataclysm. Let us imagine the slow, heavy slumber of the earth. Imagine that the island simply became too heavy with its own glory. The ground begins to sigh, a low, rumbling vibration, like a cat purring or distant thunder. It is a sound that vibrates in the chest, rhythmic and hypnotic. The water in the canals begins to rise, not with crashing waves, but with a steady, determined swell. The ocean is reclaiming its child. Imagine the water creeping over the stone quays. It touches the black and red stones. It cools the hot springs. It flows silently into the streets, extinguishing the torches one by one. Hiss, hiss. The silence grows. The people are gone now, faded into the mists of time. We are only watching the architecture. We watch the water rise up the steps of the temple of Poseidon. It creates a mirror, reflecting the ivory ceiling until the two meet. Down, down, down it goes. It is a slow descent into the deep. The heavy pillars, the golden walls, the bustling markets, they all sink slowly into the velvet embrace of the Atlantic. Drifting down, past the light of the sun, into the twilight zone of the ocean, and finally settling into the midnight zone. The silence here is absolute. The pressure is like a heavy blanket holding everything in place. The city is not destroyed, it is preserved, it is sleeping. Sand drifts over the cobblestones. Coral begins to bloom on the rooftops, turning the sharp angles of the city into soft, organic shapes. Fish swim silently through the open windows of the palace. It is the ultimate peace. No war can reach it here. No storm can disturb it. It is perfectly still, resting at the bottom of the world, shrouded in darkness and silence. Leave the city there. Let it sleep in the darkness. Bring your awareness gently back to the feeling of warmth on your face. The fire in your room has burned down to glowing coals. The crackle is softer now. A gentle pop, and then silence. Pop, silence. The rain outside has turned to a soft drizzle, a rhythmic drumming on the roof. Tap, tap, tap. You are safe in your bed. You are part of history, but you do not have to carry it. You can let the mysteries of the world remain mysteries for tonight. Your breathing is slow. Your heart is beating in a slow, steady rhythm. Every muscle is loose. Every thought is quiet. The logs shift slightly in the grate, settling into a bed of glowing orange ash. That warmth is still radiating toward you. It creates a protective circle around your bed. Nothing can enter this circle but peace. In our imaginary library, the Book of Atlantis has been closed. Its blue leather cover is placed back on the shelf. The dust settles. We reach for another volume now. This one is bound in white cloth, cool to the touch. It is a story of war, yes, but it is the story of the moment the war stopped, the moment when silence won. Let yourself sink deeper into the mattress as we open the cover. We are traveling to a winter night, December 1914. The air is crisp here, It bites at the cheeks, but you do not feel the cold. You are merely an observer, wrapped in your cloak of invisibility and warmth. We are standing in a field in Flanders. The ground, usually churned to mud, has frozen solid. It is hard and still underfoot. Everything is painted in shades of silver and gray. A heavy mist hangs low over the ground, obscuring the horizon, making the world feel small, intimate. Above, the stars are incredibly bright, pinpricks of ice in a velvet sky. For months, this place has been filled with the roar of machinery and the shouting of men. But tonight, it is a silence so profound it rings in the ears. The guns have cooled. The cannons are covered in frost. The machinery of history has ground to a halt. Look across the field. It is known as no man's land. Usually a place of danger, tonight it looks like a meadow under the moonlight. On the ridge opposite us, a tiny light appears. Then another, and another. Candles. Small, flickering candles are being placed along the edge of the earth. They line the trenches like a string of holiday lights, defying the darkness. And then a sound carries across the frozen air. It is not a command, it is a melody. A deep baritone voice begins to sing. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht. Silent night, holy night. The sound drifts through the mist, weaving between the barbed wire, softening the jagged edges of reality. From your side, a voice joins in, then 10, then 100. Men who were enemies an hour ago are now a choir under the stars. Imagine walking out into that field. The snow begins to fall, large, soft flakes. They land on your eyelashes. They land on the frozen ground. Hush, hush. The snow muffles everything. It dampens the sound of footsteps. It covers the scars of the earth in a pristine white blanket. Figures emerge from the mist. They are not running. They are walking slowly, hands open. They meet in the middle. There is the smell of tobacco smoke, the scent of pine, the warmth of breath clouding in the freezing air. Men are shaking hands. They are showing each other photographs of wives, of children, of dogs waiting back home. For this one night, there are no sides. There is only humanity. There is only the recognition that we are all just people, looking for warmth, looking for rest. Feel the peace of that realization. The tension of conflict dissolves, replaced by the stillness of the snow. The world is quiet. The snow keeps falling, layer upon layer of soft, white silence. Let that image of the falling snow translate to your mind. Imagine that every worry you have, every racing thought, is a patch of bare ground. And now the snow is falling on it, covering it up, white, clean, still. One thought covered, then another, until everything is a smooth, unbroken field of white. It is so quiet here, so still. Your breathing mimics the slow drift of the snowflakes, in, floating down, out, settling. The soldiers have returned to their rest. The candles have burned down. The field is empty again, save for the moonlight and the frost. Leave them to their sleep. We're moving on. The scene dissolves. The white snow melts away, shifting, changing color, warming up. The white turns to gold. The gold turns to a deep, rusty red. The cold air is replaced by a dry, comforting heat. We are back in the library for just a moment. The fire in your room pops, a sharp, cozy sound, reminding you that you are safe indoors. You reach for a third book. This one is heavy, bound in rough red leather. It feels like sandstone under your fingertips. We are going to a place that was lost for centuries, a city carved directly into the rock. Petra. We are walking through the Seek. Imagine a narrow canyon. The walls rise up hundreds of feet on either side of you. They are not gray walls. They are ribbons of color. Sandstone swirled with pink, orange, red, and gray. The sky above is just a thin ribbon of blue. It is cool in the canyon, shaded from the desert sun. Walk with me. Step, step, step. The sand is soft beneath your feet. It muffles your tread. The only sound is the wind whistling gently through the cracks in the rocks. A low, mournful, soothing tune. Whoosh, whoosh. You are walking deeper into the earth. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you become. The walls of the canyon are blocking out the rest of the world. There is no signal here, no news, no noise, just the ancient stone. Ahead of us, the canyon begins to open up. A shaft of sunlight hits the rock face, and there it is, the treasury, carved by hands thousands of years ago, right into the pink cliff face. Columns, statues, urns, all emerging from the solid rock as if they were always there, just waiting to be revealed. It is immense. It makes you feel small in the most comforting way. The scale of history holds you. Imagine sitting down in the sand across from this great monument. The stone is warm against your back. You can feel the stored heat of the day radiating into your spine, relaxing the muscles of your lower back. Warmth, stability, silence. A camel rests nearby, chewing slowly. You hear the faint chime of a brass bell around its neck. Tink, tink. It is a slow, rhythmic sound. The sun is beginning to dip here too. The shadows in the carvings grow longer. The rose-red stone turns purple, then dusky blue. The stars are coming out over the desert, billions of them, so clear, so bright. You are drifting between the snowy fields of Europe and the warm sands of Jordan. Hot and cold, dark and light, all of it swirling together into a tapestry of dreams. Bring your mind back to the room, back to your room. The fire is low now, just a bed of glowing red pulses, like the heartbeat of the room. Thump, 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 thump. Your body is almost entirely asleep. Your legs are asleep, your arms are asleep, your mind is untethered. You are safe to let go now. History will keep spinning without you watching it. The world will keep turning, the fire will keep burning. You have permission to rest, deep, restorative rest. I am going to count down from 10 to 1. With each number, you will take one step further down the staircase of sleep. 10. The fire crackles softly. Step down. 9. Letting go of the last bit of tension in your shoulders. If you are still drifting, if you are still listening to the hum of the fire, let yourself float. There is no need to focus anymore. You do not need to visualize clearly. Just let the images wash over you like a warm tide. The library is gone. The walls of the room have dissolved into soft shadows. We are weightless now. Imagine that your bed is a small, sturdy boat. It is lined with fur and velvet cushions. It is floating on a river of stars. The current is slow, so slow. It carries you gently away from the shore of the conscious world. You are drifting past the edges of history. Far away on the banks of this river, we see moments of the past flickering like fireflies, little sparks of time. They cannot touch you. You are just watching them glow and fade. Let us drift toward a light in the distance, a beacon. We are moving toward the coast of ancient Egypt, but it is night here, a velvet night. The air is thick with the scent of the sea, salt spray and cool mist. Can you hear the rhythm? Wash, pause, wash, pause. The Mediterranean Sea is breathing against the shore. Rising from the harbor of Alexandria is the Pharos, the great lighthouse. It stands tall against the darkness, a pillar of pale stone reaching for the moon. At the very top, a massive fire burns. But this is not a fire that burns with heat. It is a fire of pure light. A giant mirror reflects the glow, casting a long, steady beam across the black water. Imagine you are that beam of light. You are sweeping across the waves. Nothing stops you. You cut through the fog. You cut through the dark. The ships out at sea look for you. When they see you, the sailors sigh in relief. They know they are safe. They know the harbor is near. You are that harbor. Your sleep is the harbor. Watch the beam rotate, round and round. A hypnotic cycle. Light, shadow, light, shadow. It is the rhythm of your sleep. The limestone blocks of the lighthouse are cool and damp. The fire at the top is warm and bright. You are suspended between the two. Down below, in the great library of Alexandria, the sister to our imaginary library, the scrolls are sleeping. Thousands of thoughts, thousands of voices, all rolled up, all silent, resting in their cubbies, waiting for the morning that does not need to come yet. Everything is preserved. Everything is safe. The light of the lighthouse fades into the mist. We drift further east, over the desert again, over the quiet rivers of the Tigris and Euphrates. The air here is warm and dry. We are in Babylon, but we are not in the streets. We are high above them. We are lying on the flat roof of a ziggurat, a tower of blue glazed bricks reaching toward the heavens. The clay bricks still hold the heat of the afternoon sun. They warm your back. There are no city lights here. There is only the cosmos. The Milky Way is a river of spilled milk across the sky. Thick, bright, eternal. To your left, an ancient astronomer is working. He is an old man with a beard like spun silver. He moves silently, He adjusts a brass instrument. Click, slide. He is charting the path of Venus. He is not in a rush. He has been watching these stars for 50 years. He knows that they move slowly. He knows that the universe takes its time. And because the universe takes its time, you can take yours. There is no urgency in the stars. They simply are. Huge, silent, burning balls of gas spinning in the void. Imagine the silence of space, a silence so deep it swallows all noise. Wrap that silence around you like a blanket. The silence of the desert below, the silence of the stars above. You are a small, warm point of consciousness sandwiched between two eternities, floating, drifting. The astronomer writes a single symbol on a clay tablet. Scritch, scratch, softly. He sets his stylus down. He looks at you. He smiles. He blows out his candle. Darkness. Comforting, total darkness. Now the stories begin to fragment. We are no longer traveling. We are just feeling. Little pieces of history floating by like leaves on a stream. Imagine the feeling of silk, the Silk Road, cool, smooth fabric sliding through your fingers. Merchants resting under a tent in the Himalayas. The smell of tea steaming in a copper pot. The steam rises, curling, twisting, disappearing. Imagine the sound of a quill pen. Medieval France. A monk in a candle-lit room. He is copying a book. Scritch, scratch, dip. Scritch, scratch, dip. The rhythm of work. The rhythm of devotion. He is at peace. The world outside is asleep. Only he and the parchment exist. Imagine the smell of old rain on grey stone. A castle in Scotland. The fire is roaring in the great hall. Wolfhounds are sleeping by the hearth, twitching in their dreams. The stone walls are thick. The storm outside cannot get in. You are curled up in a tapestry chair. Safe. Come back to the fire in your room, the fire in your mind. The journey is done. The ships are docked. The scrolls are rolled. The stars are charted. The ink is dry. There is nothing left to witness. There is only the sensation of heavy, heavy relaxation. Your body is a stone in a river. The water flows over you, cool, clear, washing away the dust. Sink into the mattress, deeper, deeper still. I want you to focus on the space right behind your eyes. That dark, velvety space. Watch the darkness. See if you can see colors swirling there. Purples, blues, blacks. Let the darkness expand until it fills your whole body. From the top of your head, down your neck, into your chest, your stomach, your legs, your feet. You are made of shadow now. You are made of sleep. And as the darkness settles, we find ourselves drifting again. We are not lost. We are exploring the quiet corners of time. The desert sand has cooled, the stars have rotated, and the scene shifts. Can you hear it? It is not the cold rain of the city. It is warm rain, heavy drops hitting broad green leaves. We are floating into the heart of the jungle, deep in the Yucatan. The year is 700 AD. Everything here is alive. Everything is breathing. The air is thick and sweet, smelling of damp earth, vanilla orchids, and wet stone. Ahead of us, rising out of the emerald canopy, are the temples of Palenque. They are not ruins tonight. They are painted in bright red and blue, standing proud against the green mountain. Clouds snag on the tops of the trees. Mist weaves through the stone courtyards. We drift through the main plaza. It is late. The people are sleeping in their thatched homes. The only movement is the rain. Walk up the stone steps of the Temple of Inscriptions. The limestone is wet and slick. It glistens in the moonlight. At the top, we sit under the shelter of the stone archway. We look out over the jungle. It is a sea of green. Far in the distance, you hear the call of a bird. Coo, coo, and the low rumble of a howler monkey miles away, sounding like wind in a tunnel. It is a primitive, ancient sound. It vibrates in your chest. You are safe here, high above the trees, watching the rain feed the earth. Watching the cycle of growth. The jungle never rushes. It grows one leaf at a time, one vine at a time, slow, patient, unstoppable. Let your breathing match the slow growth of the vines. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, releasing. The green fades. The sound of the rain becomes the sound of a brush sweeping across canvas. The humidity dries up. The air becomes cool, smelling of linseed oil, marble dust, and beeswax. We are in Florence, Italy. It is the middle of the night in the year 1504. The streets outside are cobbled and silent. The shutters are closed. But inside this high-ceilinged room, a single candle burns. We are in the studio of a master, Michelangelo. He is not here right now. He has gone to rest, but his presence is everywhere. We are alone with the art. Look around. Massive blocks of Carrara marble sit on the wooden floor. They are white, ghostly, and beautiful. They are waiting to be woken up. Walk over to the largest block. Run your hand over the stone. It is cool, smooth like glass in some places, rough and jagged in others. It feels solid, grounded. There is a fine layer of white dust on everything. It settles on the floor like snow. It dances in the beam of moonlight coming through the high window. Listen to the silence of the studio. It is a silence full of potential. The chisel lies on the table. The hammer rests beside it. Work has stopped. The effort is over for the day. There is only the now. Imagine the focus it takes to carve stone, to tap, tap, tap away everything that doesn't belong. That is what sleep is doing for you right now. It is chipping away the stress, chipping away the noise, chipping away the worry, until only the masterpiece remains. You, resting, peaceful, still. The stone room dissolves. The floor beneath you begins to sway gently, rocking, rocking. We are back on the water, but this is not the warm Mediterranean. This is the North Sea. But do not be cold. You are wrapped in heavy furs, thick, soft bearskins that hold the heat against your body. We are lying on the deck of a longship, the Sea Stallion. The sail is down, the oars are drawn in. The ship is drifting on a calm, glassy fjord. Towering cliffs rise up on both sides, blocking out the wind. The water is black and still, like a mirror for the northern lights. Look up. Green and purple ribbons are dancing across the sky. They move slowly, folding over themselves, shimmering, fading, returning. The wood of the ship creaks. Creak, groan. It is a comforting sound, the sound of something that was built to last. The smell of tar and pine pitch fills the air. You hear the rhythmic breathing of the crew sleeping nearby, trusted companions. There is no watch tonight. There is no danger, only the water and the lights. Dip your hand over the side in your imagination. The water is icy, but your hand is warm. The contrast makes you feel more alive, more grateful for the warmth of the furs. Rocking, the rhythm of the cradle, the rhythm of the womb. Drift with the ship. There is no destination. The current knows where to go. And now we return to the library. But the lights are almost all out now. Only the embers in the fireplace remain. Deep, glowing red eyes in the dark. The books are fading. The stories are fading. Atlantis, Petra, the jungle, the studio, the ship. They are all melting together into a soft, warm soup of memories. You don't need to remember them. You don't need to track them. You are just a consciousness floating in the warm dark. You are the space between the stars. You are the silence between the notes. Feel your body sinking. It feels twice as heavy as it did when we started. Your legs are sunk into the bed. Your arms are glued to your sides by relaxation. Your head is a heavy stone resting on a cloud. I am going to stop telling stories now. I am just going to offer you words. Words to hold on to as you slip over the edge into dreams. If you are still with me, if you are still drifting on the surface of sleep, that is perfectly fine. There is no pressure to be asleep yet. There is only the luxury of lying here. Let's come back to the room one more time. The storm outside has shifted. The wind has died down. Now it is just a steady, vertical rain. Hum. A curtain of water separating you from the world. Inside, the fire has changed. The bright orange flames have settled into a deep, pulsing red bed of coals. They breathe, brighter when the air hits them, darker when they rest. Bright, dark. It is warm here, the kind of warmth that gets into your bones. Let's open one more book, a small one this time, bound in black leather with silver corners. We are going to a place of perfect rhythm. The scene shifts. We are in London, a side street in the Victorian era. Fog swirls around the gas lamps outside, but we are stepping inside. A bell above the door jingles softly. Ting-a-ling. It is a small shop. It smells of cedar wood, brass oil, and tea. We are in the workshop of a master watchmaker. The shop is filled with clocks, hundreds of them. Wall clocks, grandfather clocks, pocket watches lying on velvet pads. They are not all in perfect sync. It creates a wash of rhythmic sound, a texture of time. Some are deep and slow, talk, talk. Some are fast and light, tick, 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 tick. The watchmaker sits at his bench. He wears a magnifying loupe over one eye. He is working on the tiniest gear. His hands are steady, so steady. He does not shake, he does not rush. He picks up a tiny screw with his tweezers. He places it. He turns it. Done. There is something so soothing about things working exactly as they should. Order, precision, predictability. In a world that feels chaotic, this room is a sanctuary of order. Everything has its place. Every gear meshes with the next. One turns the other, round and round. Watch the pendulum of the grandfather clock in the corner. It is gold, heavy. It swings left, it swings right. Left, right. Let your eyes follow that imaginary swing. It is mesmerizing. It acts like a broom sweeping away the dust of your thoughts. Sweep left, clear the mind. Sweep right, clear the mind. You are part of the rhythm now. You are running like a perfect machine, slowing down, winding down. The ticking fades. It dissolves into the sound of water trickling into a bamboo pipe. Drip, splash, hollow knock. The air grows misty and cool. We are high up now, the jagged limestone mountains of Guilin, China. Mist clings to the peaks like white silk. We are sitting in a small wooden pavilion. It is open on all sides. Below us, a valley of green rice paddies stretches out, vanishing into the fog. There is a small charcoal brazier in the center of the floor. A cast iron kettle sits upon it. Water is boiling. Bubble, hiss, bubble. Steam rises in a straight line, then curls as it hits the cool mountain air. An old tea master is here. He wears robes the color of slate. He does not speak. He only pours. Watch the water. It flows from the spout, a clear, hot stream. It hits the tea leaves in the clay pot. The leaves unfurl. They wake up. They release their scent. The smell of roasted oolong, earthy, floral, warm. He pours a cup for you, small, delicate porcelain. You wrap your hands around it. Feel the heat transfer to your palms. It travels up your wrists. It relaxes your elbows. It relaxes your shoulders. Take a sip in your mind. Warm liquid coating your throat, settling in your stomach, a glowing ember of comfort inside you. The mist outside is getting thicker. The mountains are disappearing. The valley is disappearing. Soon there is nothing left but the pavilion, floating in the white void. Just you, the steam, and the warmth. There is nothing to see, so you can close your eyes. There is nothing to do, so you can rest. Let's go deeper, under the mountains, beneath the earth. We are leaving the light behind entirely. We are entering the cave of the crystals. It is dark here, but not scary. It is a velvety, protective darkness. The air is warm and humid. Imagine you are lying on a flat, dry stone. Above you, gigantic crystals crisscross the cavern. They are huge, pillars of selenite, glowing faintly with a milky white light. They look like beams of frozen moonlight buried in the earth. It is the quietest place on the planet. No wind, no animals, no water dripping, just absolute geological stillness. These crystals have been growing for 1,000,000 years. They grow so slowly that it is impossible to see, but they are growing, just like you are healing, slowly, quietly. Feel the weight of the mountain above you. Usually, weight is heavy, but tonight it feels like a heavy blanket. It is grounding you. It is holding you down so you don't float away. You are as still as the stone. You are as ancient as the earth. Your heartbeat slows down to match the pulse of the planet. Thump, thump. There is no time here. An hour is a second. A century is a day. You have all the time in the world to sleep. We are at the end of our journey now. The watchmaker has put down his tools. The tea master has finished his pot. The crystals are glowing in the dark. All the images are fading. They are turning into smoke, swirling, dancing, vanishing. You are back in your bed, but you are different now. You are heavier. You are softer. You are unburdened. The fire in the room is just a faint glow. The rain is just a whisper. I want you to do one last thing for me. Imagine a heavy velvet curtain. It is hanging between you and the waking world. It is thick. It blocks out all the light. Reach out with your mind, grasp the edge of the curtain, and pull it closed. Swish. The world is gone. The day is gone. The night is yours. Sink, drift, float. I will leave you here, in the warmth, in the dark, in the peace. If you can still hear my voice, let it be a comfort, not a disturbance. There is no right or wrong way to sleep. There is no finish line you have to cross. If your mind is still wandering, let it wander. We have plenty of time. The night is long. The fire is still warm. Let us drift away from the caves and the mountains. Let us become weightless again. We are going to float through textures now. Just colors. Just feelings. No stories. Just being. Imagine a color, pale, soft gold, the color of late summer. You are floating just above a vast meadow, the steppe. It stretches for 1,000 miles in every direction. There are no trees, no buildings, just an ocean of tall, dry grass. A gentle breeze moves through it. Watch the wind trace a path through the grass. Swish, swish. It ripples like water, one wave following another, endless, hypnotic. You are lying in the grass. It is soft beneath you. It smells of sun-baked earth and sweet hay. You are looking up at the sky. It is a pale, washed-out blue. One single white cloud is drifting overhead. It is moving so slowly, you have to stare to see it move at all. Drifting, changing shape. Now it is a feather. Now it is a pillow. Now it is mist. Your thoughts are like that cloud. They dissolve. They break apart. They float away into the blue. The pale blue fades. The scene warms up. The light turns rich and orange, like the center of the fire in your hearth. Imagine you are inside a piece of amber, ancient fossilized tree resin. You are suspended in gold. It is thick here. Time has stopped completely. You are safe from the air, safe from the cold, safe from the noise. You are held in a warm, golden suspension. The light outside glows through the amber. It is soft, diffused, like sunlight through closed eyelids. Feel the sensation of being held, pressure, deep touch pressure, on your shoulders, on your hips, on your ankles. The amber supports you perfectly. You don't need to hold your muscles up. The amber does it for you. Let go of your neck. Let the amber hold your head. You are preserved in peace. Millions of years could pass, and you would just be here, resting, glowing, still. The gold fades into an earthy brown, cool, damp, grounded. Imagine a single autumn leaf. It has detached from a branch high, high up. We are watching it fall in slow motion. It rocks back and forth on the air currents. Sway left, sway right, sway left. It is in no rush to hit the ground. It is enjoying the fall. It is dancing with gravity. You are that leaf. You are slowly spiraling down toward deep sleep, down through the canopy, past the branches of daily life, past the worries, and finally you land, softly, on a bed of moss, velvet green moss. It is damp and cool and smells of the forest floor after rain. You settle into the moss. You become part of the forest floor. The earth absorbs your tiredness. It pulls the heaviness out of your bones and recycles it into peace. And deep beneath that forest floor flows a river, not a rushing river, a slow, black, underground stream. It has flowed there since the beginning of the world. Slide into that water. It is the temperature of your skin. You dissolve into it. You are no longer a person lying in a bed. You are the water. You are fluid. You create no resistance. You flow around obstacles, flowing into the dark, into the quiet, into the nothingness. There are no more words now. The stories are all told. The books are all closed. The fire has burned down to ash.